Oh, this guy here is a freaking legend. MACV SOG operator recounts eliminating 4 NVAs with a knife. Folks, as always, if you want to learn more about realistic survival and preparedness, and especially this topic, the use of knives for defense, I do cover it in chapters of street survival skills, specifically over here. And yes, exactly what he's describing. Let's listen to what he has to say, because there's always things that go into the personal experience of actually going through it.
You had mentioned that your only regret was not closing your mouth when you killed people up close.
Only regret is not closing his mouth. Why would that be? Yeah, there's a lot of that stuff coming out. When you cut in the right place, and more into that in a second, closing your mouth is probably a very good idea. Yeah.
Particularly, when you get around the soft tissue in the neck, and it goes fast. And the KBAR is a big enough blade.
Yes, it is.
That when it goes in, it's hard to miss one of the arteries in there.
Did you come up with that? You are a fucking master.
There are ways to get right up next to someone, and if you need to do it quietly.
How many times do you think you had to do that?
I had to take people out really up close. That KBAR that you have.
So for those of you that don't know, this man is, well, he was the special operations guys in Vietnam. He was literally hiding in the jungle, and enemies walking around him just inches away and not realizing, because of how dark the jungle is, how thick it is, how well camouflaged they are. Sometimes they would just walk almost on top of them, and unless they actually stepped on them, they would not even see them. And then they use the blade.
Over there. I started carrying that, and I found really close quarter stuff. That was quick and easy. It's about as up close and personal as you can get.
How would you do that?
Into the side of the neck. If you go in straight in right there and go out, you'll get the jugular, you'll get the carotid, and it's over in a minute.
Over in a minute? Actually, it's less than a minute. He's explaining that he's going with a KBAR knife. By the way, this is an actual World War II KBAR knife, going with this thing on the side of the neck, and he makes the motion going deep and punching right out, either on one side or the other, right? But punching with force. And he explains that you have a lot of tissue here. You have skin, you have fat, you have lots of little muscles, and you want to go very deep, but with the blade as wide as it is, you're going to go. And he says the carotid artery and the jugular vein, keep in mind that the vein is the one that is less flow of blood. Actually, the carotid artery is the one you want to go through. And what I explain in the book, going a little bit lower before it branches out like that, right? So imagine going very deep here, punching in the directions just to make sure you cut through it. You have the spine, you have the area in which you go in with a knife, and you pull away. It's gruesome stuff, but as he says, it's super efficient. You think of it as a rear naked choke. If you have someone, right, and you pull like that, and you have him in a nice position, it's going to be instant. It's going to be less than 10 seconds than a person that can go into the dark, right? Give or take. But it is very quick. This, when cutting in the right way, the blood just doesn't go where it's supposed to, and the person just vanishes. He goes to sleep.
I mean, it's unreal how fast you bleed out like that. And you can do that quietly. And I think I mentioned to you before that those are some of the things that I talk to special ops guys about. I won't talk to, law enforcement about that, but with the special ops guys, if you have to do things quietly, you don't have night vision, you don't have all your electronics, there are ways to get right up next to someone, and if you need to do it quietly.
How many times? Times do you think you had to do that?
4 or 5.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. I mean, going at it like 4 or 5 times with a blade to the neck of someone. Yeah, I see how the closing your mouth becomes fairly important. It is just a heck of a lot of blood flowing, right? You have specific parts of the body where it's gonna be, and this is intentional, and I think it's valuable to know, right? It is important to know if you have to use specific tools to defend yourself, where is it that you will have that immediate effect. But also these things happen by accident. I've read so many incidents in which the words that are often mentioned is, it was a fountain. There was no way of stopping it. We just could not stop the blood. That's something you hear. We just could not stop the blood. A girl that went through a glass door in a school, they could not stop the blood. When he's explaining the same thing, when you get it in the right position, it's pretty gory stuff, but it's very effective stuff as well. Guys, see you next time. Take care.